Hi guys, it's Kaz and today I'm here with a review of Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. This is my first time reading a Brandon Sanderson novel at this point in time, and this one did not disappoint. A great introduction to the wonder that is Brandon Sanderson. So this book revolves around a series of characters. Firstly, we have two sister princesses, Ravenna and Ciri, and they find themselves in a city that is quite different to their homeland in order to fulfill a treaty. We also have Lightsong, who is a lesser god that doesn't really care much for fulfilling his divine duties. And then we have the mysterious Vasa, who owns a sword that has a mind of its own. And in this world is a very unique form of magic, biochromatic magic, which uses an essence called breath, which everyone's born with, and it draws upon colour for power. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. So many aspects of it I loved. This is gonna be an interesting review. I really loved Brandon Sanderson's writing. I was able to get such a vibrant and colourful sense of the world. Just the world building in itself was fantastic. The political systems and feuds between cities. I enjoyed learning about the religions as well. Just so intricate and so in detail. Oh, I just felt like I was so totally immersed in the story. The magic system is certainly unique and I just loved the whole concept. I don't think I've ever come across anything remotely like this before. Using someone's soul basically, and that is their source of power, but also how breath can be harbored as well. People can collect breath, and the more breath that they have, the more powerful magic they can do, the more colors they can see as well. I love the fact that color itself was a part of the magic system, but I think the characters was one of my favorite things about the story. Just all of the characters that we follow, I loved them. I loved hearing their story. I'm only really going to discuss some of the main characters, despite coming across so many fantastic side characters as well. I think Lightsong was my favorite character of all. Where do I begin? His humor, I loved his wit and his banter. He is a lesser god, but he kind of tries to make people not look up to him as much as they do. And I found that despite his efforts and the lengths that he goes to disprove the fact that he is such a good person, he constantly proves his worth. Such a humble god. I think that if I personally knew him and I was around him a lot of the time, I would get quite frustrated with him at some points. I could definitely see that happening, but just actually witnessing his good deeds and his selflessness from afar, I grew to love him so much. And then we also have Ciri. So she is the princess that is stubborn and carefree. She doesn't really care much for the life of a princess. She just wants to do her own thing and roam free. She loves her independence, but she's also quite a curious and passionate character. And a lot of the time she does act or make decisions in the spur of the moment, but no matter the consequences, she always does so with good intent. As she develops as a character, you see her growing more selfless and kind of embracing the role that she's been put in. Then we also have Ravenna, her sister, who is the princess that was pretty much betrothed from birth to the God King. So she's been preparing her entire life for being sent off and married to the God King. So the beginning of the story, I thought she was just the complete opposite of her sister. I didn't really see any similarities, but as the story progressed, I began to see more and more similarities between the two. She definitely had a lot of character development in this book, and I thought it was really fascinating kind of witnessing her in some of the tricky situations that she was in and then really stepping up to the plate and taking a lot of the things in her stride. So I really admired her as a character. And then we have Vasa, who I was so unsure about at some points in the book. Even now, I'm not sure what to make of him. He is the mysterious character that we learn about much later on than a lot of the other characters. He was definitely a fascinating person to follow. Honestly, I was just so intrigued by the characters, the world, the magic system, the politics, everything about this book. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm so glad that I finally picked this book up. I ended up giving it a 5 out of 5 stars, and it has me so excited to continue on with some more Brandon Sanderson books. This book as well has a possible sequel in the works. Brandon Sanderson might be writing a sequel to this one. So a few people that I know kind of approach this one as a standalone, but I personally am not okay with just finishing where this book ended. I definitely need more. I need so much more, and I'm really hoping that the sequel for this one comes out not too far in the future, because I want more of the characters and the story and the world. It was just so good that I need more. I need a lot more. A lot of people have told me that this isn't their favorite Brandon Sanderson book as well, so that has me really excited to read more of his books, and also quite glad that I picked this one up first. There's so much hype around a lot of his books that I want to start off not at the top and then read some of his other books that might not be quite as good, so I'm glad that I picked this one up. I think that's all that I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye!